Why is it that even the most faithful believers, those who pray, serve, and seek God, still secretly battle with comparison, often more than they care to admit? It's because comparison is a silent thief of joy, and Satan knows that if he can't derail your salvation, he'll attack your confidence. You scroll through social media and see someone else's blessing, a new house, a growing ministry, a marriage that looks flawless, and suddenly what God is doing in your life doesn't feel like enough. You start to question your timing, your calling, even your worth. And yet, God has never operated on a one-size-fits-all timeline. The Word says in Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1 that to everything there is a season, but comparison blinds you to your season because you're too busy obsessing over someone else's harvest. What's dangerous is that comparison doesn't feel like sin. It feels like motivation, like observation, but deep down it plants seeds of jealousy, pride, and discouragement. Cain compared his offering to Abel's, and it led to murder, Genesis 4. Comparison doesn't just distort your view of others, it corrupts your relationship with God. And many don't realize this struggle is rooted in identity. You forget that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, Psalm 139 verse 14. So instead of walking confidently in your unique anointing, you shrink under the illusion that someone else's calling is more valuable. But the gifts God gave you were intentional. Romans 12 verse 6 says, "We each have gifts according to grace given to us. Yet we keep coveting assignments we weren't graced for." And here's the shocking part. Comparison often masquerades as humility. You downplay your blessing so you won't seem arrogant, or you over-spiritualize your envy by calling it admiration. But in truth, your heart is wounded because you don't trust that God's plan for you is good enough. That's why Paul warned in Galatians 6 verse 4, each one should test their own actions. Then they can take pride in themselves alone without comparing themselves to someone else. The danger isn't just emotional, it's spiritual. When you compare, you begin to resist the very process God is using to refine you. You might be in a pruning season and someone else is in their harvest. But instead of enduring, you grow bitter. You start rushing ahead of God, trying to force open doors He never meant for you to walk through. And that disobedience can delay what was already on the way. And let's be honest, comparison thrives in isolation. The less time you spend in God's presence, the louder the voices of inadequacy become. You stop praying like you used to, stop fasting, stop rejoicing because you feel behind. But the only person you're behind is the one you were never meant to race. You weren't called to their platform, their pace, or their process. You were called to run your race. Hebrews 12 verse 1 says to throw off everything that hinders and run with perseverance the race marked out for us. Not theirs, yours. So here's the challenge. Kill comparison before it kills your calling. You can't fully embrace what God is doing in your life while constantly questioning why He's doing something different in someone else's. Your delay is not denial. Your process is not punishment. And your value is not validated by the applause of others. Get back to the secret place. Remind yourself daily that He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion. Philippians 1 verse 6. Celebrate others without questioning yourself. Trust the God who sees the end from the beginning. Because the moment you let go of comparison is the moment you'll start walking in the freedom and clarity you've been praying for all along.